What's up, Eurovision people? My name is Sean, and this is my channel, Seanzers. And we are back for one last round of predictions, and this time it is the grand final of Eurovision. Would you like to introduce yourselves, starting from my left?
Yes, I'm George from Italy.
That's a nice pose, Becca.
Me or Bex?
You.
Me, okay. Hi, this is Eston from Estonia. Glad to be back here again.
And Rebecca will find her connection problems pretty soon, I'm hoping. So, let's
We
not
hope
lose
so.
time. Semi-final 2 is behind us. EPIX Eurovision Guy, you've missed the last two live streams. What did you think of last night and how it unfolded?
Well, I didn't miss them. I was there in the chat, but
You
yeah,
did.
couldn't be on camera. So yeah, I mean, pretty happy with the results. My predictions were also a lot better in the second semi. I mean, I predicted Cyprus to go through, but seeing the live performance, seeing the whole show, and Ireland coming right after, I was pretty certain that Cyprus is out. But who would be the 10th qualifier? I had no clue because there were so many potential candidates for that spot. But glad that Romania got it. And
Yeah,
I'm really, really happy that Estonia got through as well.
there was no doubt that Estonia will get in, but I'm happy about Romania as well because last night watching the show, I thought to myself, whoa, most of this performance is actually pretty boring. Like, most of them have nothing original, nothing that keeps me perched watching them. And then Romania came. That was such a funny, entertaining performance, and I'm glad that they made it through.
Yeah, I agree with you on Romania, especially coming after that line of songs. It really did bring the show to life.
Mhm.
And I expected something to happen with Romania, and I'm glad they went through. Obviously, I'm not glad some of the other countries missed out. Becca, you're back due to popular demand. What
Yes,
did you think of
internet is
last
shit.
night?
Sorry. Um, it was, I mean, some countries did not qualify, which I wanted to. But I guess it was an okay show. I definitely wanted San Marino to qualify and also Cyprus, but unfortunately they didn't. But hey, Serbia made it through, so I'm happy definitely for Serbia and I'm definitely want Serbia to win this contest. But overall,
No,
not too bad.
not too bad indeed. I was obviously bummed for Malta. Um, Malta's my country, and I love Emma, and I wish her all the best for her upcoming EP. But that it's actually been released. But yeah, the performance didn't really come together as much as I would have liked it to, and I'm also bummed for San Marino. I do like Achille. I do think his performance was very energetic, and Cyprus. Yeah, I did think Cyprus would be the one that will be sacrificed in a similar fashion like Albania. I really think the juries tanked that performance, that vocal, and that song. And it's a pity because I do think it was such a good song. And because of this non qualification, I fear that we're going to get the next 10 years from Cyprus with El Diablos and Tamtas and all of this. So
Not gonna complain about that.
I just want to say to the Cypriots, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope because we all want to see you being represented by something that is coming from your musical culture. And this was the closest that it's ever been in the last few years. And I really hope the Cypriot broadcaster does not change things too much. Let's just
Wait,
pick a live performer that can sing live.
by the way, I did listen to Emma Muscat's EP, and song number 3 is a reggaeton sexy summer bop. And I was like, why didn't she go with that one? Did TVM really insist for a ballad? That one would have qualified easily. They really
I
picked
didn't
the
hear
wrong
it.
song for her.
I didn't hear it, but now I'm curious. Now I'm really
You
curious.
will. It's an nice EP. Yeah, sounds like her typical music, and you can tell that the ballad that she brought to Eurovision is just not her style. And still about yesterday's qualifiers, I was hoping that at least one of the male ballads will stay in the semifinals, but they all got through somehow. And I feel like this is, on one hand, good because they're going to cancel each other in the final. And I don't really see Belgium, Azerbaijan, Australia, Switzerland getting more than 20 points from the televote. Maybe Australia because it's the one with the message, but the others are so dead on arrival, and all of
But I
them
would
being in
have
the final won't help
I
them.
would have thought that they would have cancelled each other out already in the semi-final. So if that didn't happen in the semi, how much can it happen in the final, really?
There are more songs in the final, so that's going to be easier.
I hope so. I hope so. I really do hope so. Bex, you mentioned Serbia, which to me was the star of last night, even though it came on so early. I genuinely think, I am convinced that Serbia won the televote, regardless of Sweden, Poland, whatever. I genuinely think Serbia won the televote, and I'm really rooting for Serbia now. And I told Bex just before coming. Oh, she's gone. Just before coming on
It's
the
gone
start
anyway.
stream, I said we might need to discuss our top 3 or top 5 originally, and I think I will be making changes to my top 3, but we will discuss that later. Eston, you weren't a massive fan of Serbia before the semi-final, but last night you were texting us and you said that it worked, and so does Mama Eston. Tell us.
Yeah, well, I think the English subtitles that they added were necessary, even, I'd say, and they made the song much more easy to understand for other regions in Europe. The whole package was really good, and I mean, like we have in the comments here, the whole arena was clapping to it more than even 2019 with Soldi we saw, and it was just entertaining to watch. I'm still not the biggest fan of the song itself, but as a package, as a performance, it is really, really good.
Yeah.
And I got two very divisive texts yesterday from my friends. My best friend, my real life friends I'm talking about, my best friend told me, "Oh, Serbia was all I needed in my life. That song is brilliant." And the other one was, "Serbia was terrible. What the hell was that?" So that says a lot about how
It is
people perceive
very,
this. But you can't downvote a song at Eurovision. So what matters is that it's the favorite of many people.
It's
So Sean
definitely
might be
my
onto
favorite.
something when he says that Serbia might have won the televote. I wouldn't say that it won the televote. Maybe it didn't, but it sure got a very high score.
it was close. It was close.
I think they comfortably won the televote after hearing how the arena got behind it so hard. And last year, if I don't know, I don't want to be superstitious, but last year when they were announcing the finalists, the 10th qualifier of each semi was the winner of the televote. Ukraine won the televote, and so did Finland, and they announced them 10th. I'm not sure if Stein won the televote because she was announced last in the first semifinal, but I definitely think that Serbia. I can see why they would announce the televote winner last, because surely there would be the people out there who would be rooting for it the most, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, how can Serbia not get through?" And then that relief comes, and I thought that they would put it in a position in the running order where it would hurt it, Kano style, 14th to 17th, but they actually gave it a pretty good spot. Serbia's
Yeah.
going up in 24th place. So I'm really, really hoping that Serbia, I know it's not going to win probably, but I'm hoping so much that it can do as much damage as possible, because if this actually won, this would really, really end Eurovision in the way that I would like it to, even
And
though
it
it's
was
been
also
discussed so
changed the
far.
laws in Serbia to give artists health protection.
Perhaps. Bex, I know Serbia is
Sean,
your
dude,
number one this year. How happy were you that qualified?
Oh, I was super thrilled that it's qualified. I was scared that it wasn't. I mean, as soon as they were announcing, the countries, and they were close to 9 and 10, and still no Serbia, was announced, I was getting actually scared that Serbia didn't qualify. But I am super, super, super happy that she did. She has an amazing song. She was so composed. She was basically on fire, and I definitely want Serbia to win. But I know that there's Ukraine. But for me, Serbia is definitely the winner for this year. Super happy for her.
Estonia wanted to ask me something.
Yeah, so do you want to go through the running order, or shall we just, pick and choose some countries?
I would go to the running order, but I don't have it on the banners. So let this be the most free live stream we've had in a very long time. Bex, you mentioned Ukraine. Do we think Ukraine is winning?
I don't want Ukraine to win, but unfortunately, there's the sympathy voters, which they will vote for Ukraine to win. But it's not a song that can win Eurovision. But unfortunately, it's what it is. So most probably Ukraine will be winning the Eurovision, even though they have no funds to sponsor Eurovision. But anyways,
I don't think I used to think that this year. Okay, I used to think that Ukraine will be, you wouldn't be a competitor for the win this year in a normal situation. But then you hear it and there's no other song like it. So I think in any year, this will be competing for the victory. It probably wouldn't win, but it will still end very high because it's one of the few energetic songs in the final. It brilliantly combines folk elements with modern music. It's a very outstanding song, and it will be successful regardless. So if they do win, of course they don't have the funds for next year. They don't even have a place probably to host next year. They will have to co-host maybe with the UK or I don't know with who else, but I
Please
wouldn't
not
be mad
Sweden.
about their victory. Yeah, please not Sweden. It's just that Sweden is boring. I'm sorry. Like as a host, we've already seen them. They already gave us everything they had to offer. They already gave us Justin Timberlake, so they're clearly out of stuff to give to us. Just give it to someone new.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great host and everything runs smoothly. But yeah, like if we reason like this, let's just have every year in Sweden. That's the beauty of Eurovision. That's the spice of Eurovision. Not every year is it hosted in a perfect country. I remember when we had Eurovision in Tel Aviv, it was filled with technical flaws. The production team was on the edge all the time. But ultimately, it was a great show, and I think it's the same with Italy. We can talk about camera angles, and yeah, they're very messy, but that's Eurovision. Not everything is perfect every year, and I do think actually if Ukraine win, they would probably host it up until next year. I don't think the EBU would be in a position to guarantee a win if the country is not able to host, and I don't think they want to go down the route of not having the winning country host next year. I agree with Georgia. I do think the song is great. I do think the performance works, and this is my 5th place of the year. But just because of how much the sympathy vote is probably going to tether this towards their way, I just can't root for it. It's
And
like the attitude that is being projected, both from Kalush Orchestra and some of their Baltic and Eastern friends. It's like, no, Ukraine is supposed to win. We should give it to Ukraine. Why are we having a Eurovision then? Let's just give it to Ukraine and everyone can just go home.
and what do you think about the running order that Ukraine got 12th?
I think it's a favorable spot.
I mean, I think Ukraine will get the same amount of points regardless of where they're performing this year. So if they're likely winning, then I would have put them earlier because, first of all, there are too many favorites all in a row, both in the first and in the second half. Like it's not well spread out. And secondly, it will be refreshing to see a winner maybe from 5th or 6th position for once.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why not put it second or third then? Make it a
Yeah.
huge challenge for them.
Yeah, that would have been really cute actually. Like seeing somebody win from the cursed second spot. Would have been nice to see statistically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
to see that it's
Eston,
possible.
Hmm.
Eston,
Yeah,
do you think
that's me.
Ukraine is winning?
It seems that way, yeah. I mean, I can't see any other country really running away with it. I see a huge battle for the second and third and fourth places, etc. But Ukraine will basically get points from everyone. It will get points from the televote. It will get a lot of points from the jury. And as Georgia said, I mean, in a normal year or without the war, this would still be a top 10 entry from Ukraine. So, I mean, everything's played right into their hands for the victory. And in the odds, it's already 60%, which is crazy and massive. I don't think we've ever had such a percentage to win.
Yeah.
So
The highest
it
was
seems that
Duncan
way.
with 51.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did my prediction earlier today with the spreadsheets on Excel and everything. Guessing the jury is pretty much impossible because you never know how they're going to vote. But
Particularly
I
this year.
think that Ukraine is going to get 150 from the juries and more than 350
At
from the
least.
televote. Yeah, at least, which is more than enough to win comfortably.
Yeah. 150 from the juries is an absolute minimum. I think they'll get, I don't know, around 200.
And the maximum they can get from the televote is 468, I believe. And I think that it's going to be closer to 400.
Yeah. Yeah. I was on a call with my mom just before we came on, and she said, if Ukraine wins, I'm never watching Eurovision again.
Oh,
And
dramatic.
I mean, of course, it's not the right sentiment, but there are people who are so like against this political predicted win. And I think it would just be such a letdown, for Eurovision that has for so long promoted itself as a contest that does not mix pop music and politics. And it would just be a pity, I think, because we have disqualified songs because they were too political. We have stopped potential stagings from being too political. We have disqualified juries because they voted very politically, and we're constantly trying to have a contest that bases itself on the song. And coming after last year, which to me was one of the most perfect Eurovisions in terms of quality music and results rewarding such quality, it would be such a step backwards if Ukraine would win, in my opinion. Nothing against Kalush Orchestra, nothing against the Ukrainian people, nothing against the ones that are suffering the most from this war. But we have to keep in mind that this is a song contest, and them being here and representing their country is more than enough to talk about and to discuss the realities that are going on. And it would just be a shame to me if Ukraine won over a song that is more deserving. Someone says Ukraine might win, but it will not be superior with points as many as people think. So someone also says, who of the big five will conquer the highest position? That's a tangent we can
The
move
UK.
to. UK. Tell us why.
It's got to be the UK. I mean, I saw the staging and the whole performance. It is just incredible, and I was blown away. I mean, the vocals, the song, first of all, is really, really good. Also, very radio friendly as well. Both the juries and televote will go for this. Sam Ryder is very charismatic. He's very comfortable performing this, and I mean, vocally perfect. The guitar solo in the end, the huge structure, all the camera angles and lighting. It's all there, and I really see them finishing top three. I mean, Italy, I think no, they will get a good result, but I think even Spain can really fight for a top three place because that staging as well is just incredible. So the the big five have really stepped up their game and come here to play.
I don't think that Spain will be any close to winning. I think they will get a lower top 10 result, which will be their best in 20 years. But their song is not particularly jury bait. It's not particularly televote bait. It's a good performance of an awful song. And
Which is in your top 10?
Just outside. And it can only do so much. The performance really elevates it, but I don't think it will gather enough support from both votings in order to go into the top 5. But still, a very decent result for Spain.
Yeah, the jury
Spanish people
probably will rank this down, but I see Spain doing very well in the tournament.
Yeah, I expect 130 to 150 from the televote, something like that.
I actually disagree. I think Spain will be higher on the juries. This is a radio-friendly song. Yeah,
it's not radio-friendly.
I do think the juries will perceive this as a radio-friendly song. I mean, if it comes up on my radio, I will change stations. But that's me, and I'm not a jury member. But
juries have been hating
vocally,
on
she
here.
is perfect.
I don't know about perfect.
Her backing vocals are perfect.
Yeah. Her backing vocalists are pretty good. But I think this is the kind of song that we would expect the televote to really like. But ultimately, I just don't think that it will garner as much support as people think. I mean, yeah, maybe it will get, I don't know, 90 points, maximum 100. But for some reason, I don't know. I think with these big bops, we've had, and I don't want to draw comparisons, but so many times we said, oh my God, Matahari will do so well in the televote, 35 points. Adrenalina will do so well in the televote, 13 points. Ronella Hayati, we don't know how she did in the televote, but she's not in the grand final. I genuinely do think that.
But Sean, how many songs like Spain do we have in the final? Who is she competing with?
Who was Ronella Hayati competing with? And she didn't make the final. And she still tried to get into the top 10 of the semi-final.
Sean, all the Fuego gays are going to vote for Spain. That's enough to give them a reasonable amount of televotes.
I don't know.
How many people do like an entertaining show, especially with all those ballots?
I don't think this is a Fuego. Someone said that Constructor will perform an Exit Festival, which will be held in Novi Sad. Oh my God, one of my friends here is going to Exit Fest. And I was thinking, maybe, oh my God, I might need to rethink that. I would love to meet Constructor. Wow. Thank you, Colin. You might have just booked me a flight. Wow. Yeah, I don't know about Spain, but we mentioned the United Kingdom. I haven't watched the performances of the Big Five, actually, except Italy's, because I want to be surprised. And I do think the UK is going to do very, very well with the jury. I could see it win the jury. The bookies have it as the jury winner. And I wouldn't be surprised if... No, the UK.
Oh, the UK.
I wouldn't be surprised if, the juries will give this great British comeback a win in the jury vote, similar to how Italy won the jury vote in 2011. But ultimately, I think the televote won't give it as much support enough for it to really, really, do some damage to the eventual winner. So I could definitely see a top 5 for the UK, and that would be a victory in itself for them. But I don't know about the win. Bex, what do you think about the UK? Bex,
I can definitely, for me, from all the top 5, the UK is definitely, I think from all of them, I think it's going to be the one actually really do well. But then there's also France, which I actually really like. But I honestly, I don't know how will that go when it comes to juries and televote. It has a very particular sound compared to the others. But I feel that from all of them, UK is definitely up there. There's also Spain, as you guys mentioned, but I don't think it's nearly to the same standards as the UK.
Okay. Giorgio,
wait a minute, John. No, I want to add something about Becca because she's like in the room next to yours.
She is in my room.
she's in your room, but the sound quality is terrible.
Like Constructa says. So what do we do now?
Yeah, so what do you
And the
do now?
internet, and the internet is horrible, and
Let Sean, let
I'm
her
connecting
join you.
twice. I'm getting stuck.
Listen. Italy. What do we think about Italy? I genuinely think that this is the objective best song, in my opinion, but also I could see it objectively being the best song this year. I do think
I
that the
mean,
televote. I do
there's
think
no
that the
such thing
televote.
as an objectively best song. It's just your taste.
Yeah, but I could like melodically and musically, and from my musical background, I genuinely do think that this quality entry will be very heavily rewarded by the televote. I'm not saying it's gonna win, given the situation we are in, but I do think that the televote is really going to get behind Italy,
Yeah,
certainly
I
more than
mean,
Yeah, but I mean, Italy is ninth in the running order. Right after comes Spain, comes Netherlands, Ukraine. Then there's a bunch of in the middle
yeah.
songs, and then later on there's Greece, there's Sweden, there's UK, there's Poland, there's
Greece,
Serbia.
Poland.
Uh,
Yeah, Greece and Poland are not going to do any harm.
no,
But yeah, you're right.
they
Italy is the
definitely
first
will
one
come
in the
later
running
on. But
order. We're in with the first ones in the running order with chances to nearly win. Let's say to come second because the chances to win are pretty much gone for everybody. That's not Ukraine, but yeah, I do think it's going to do decently in tele, but it's not going to do as well as Soldi. I expect around 200 if we're lucky. I do think that the juries might reward it because it's a very jury-friendly song and performance, very classy, very simple. And they're very good performers. So let's see what they're cooking up for us because, in Italy here, we don't really rehearse. We just go on stage and perform in the way that we feel is the best in the moment. And that's what Mahmoud and Blanco always do, and that's their strength. So we will see.
yeah, but I mean,
I think at best
staging
we're
isn't
coming
really.
third. Yeah, but that song doesn't require
mean,
any staging.
Doesn't
It's
need
just
any
the two of
staging.
them.
It
Yeah,
doesn't need any staging. It
I
just needs
think
some
that.
light.
Yeah, but I mean, even their connection was better in Sanremo. It's just kind of not there. I don't know if it's
But in
the fact
Sanremo,
that they haven't
we only
performed
see
live in the grand final yet, but
in
I don't know.
Sanremo we don't see rehearsals, and all we've seen from Italy right now is rehearsals. I mean, even the clip we have from the jury semifinal, that for them is a rehearsal. Italy and the Big Five, their night is Saturday night, and I do think that they
Of course,
always
of course.
peak at the right time, Mahmoud and Blanco, and yeah, I mean, it's the whole Italian thing, even the hosting, it's an improvisation at the end of the day, and it's almost there's a duality almost because Italians have found success with improvisation because it is so spontaneous, and I think Mahmoud and Blanco know that their spark in Sanremo was not because staging or over rehearsed choreography. It was just in the moment, and mind you, I do think that if it doesn't work in the moment, it won't be good, but we know that they are professionals, and I'm waiting for them to really, really have a performance that stays in people's minds. Also, we mentioned running order. There is an argument for running order being, effective, but I don't think that a song like this will have a problem with any running order. We said this about Lithuania in the first semifinal, and it went through. And I compare it to Lithuania because these are both songs that would stand out regardless of where they are placed. Salvador Sobral was 11th in the running order, and he was surrounded by, I remember he was followed by Azerbaijan's Dihaj, and he came before, was it Romania? I don't know. But these songs stand out regardless. And yeah, okay, last year we said probably, the televote didn't really get behind Destiny because the running order hurt her. But there were many songs like Destiny's, that big female bop.
But there are many male ballads this year.
But to me,
And
none
many
of them
ballads
stand out.
overall.
Yeah, but to me,
Yeah.
still, none of them stand out as much as Mahmoud and Blanco.
Still, I do think that the best we can aspire to is third place. I think the second place is going to be reserved for the United Kingdom this year. They really have it in the bag. A great result, but I think we still can come on the podium, or hopefully at least stay in the top five. This was supposed to be Mahmoud's redemption after coming second in Tel Aviv, but it's clearly not going to be, and that's fine. The song already did what it had to do on the charts. It's traveling to 100 million streams, the fastest Italian song in history to get there. So they're going to be satisfied either way.
Yeah.
Bex, you mentioned France.
Actually,
Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, going back to Serbia for a second, I mean, who are the Balkans going to vote for in the final? Both the jury and the televote. There's literally only Serbia, which is going to give them so many extra points.
Serbia's not starting from zero.
She was gonna get 12 either way because all the other Balkan songs weren't strong enough.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's no competition.
I mean, she has no. She's only competing with herself basically because there's no performance, no act, no personality like Constructed this year. So you look at her, you say, okay, this is my favorite. You vote for her. It's not like, ooh, I really like that ballad, but there's also that one. Who should I vote for? No, with Constructa, it's just her. It takes enough people to vote for her, and she's skyrocketing to an amazing position.
She stands out so much, not just because of what the song is and the lyrics and everything. Her composure, her professionality. It's not a difficult song to sing, but she never misses a camera angle. She never misses a note. She never misses a look. She never misses a sigh. Nothing. She is always on point, on the money. And it doesn't even need to be rehearsed because this is her product. She knows it inside out. She made it. She made this whole thing herself.
She's an artist.
And I really hope that this is going to be rewarded. Something tells me that, you know, in the imaginary juries group chat together with the EBU, they were like, tarnish Albania, tarnish Cyprus, tarnish this one. And then someone said, tarnish Serbia. And the voice from above said, no, let's not go this far. Again, this is all in my imaginary mind. But
Serbia is untarnishable.
Bex, you mentioned France earlier on. They're going on 6th. What do we think about France? I didn't hear that.
Are you with us?
I am with you. What do we think about France?
I thought you asked Becca.
France?
Sean, invite her at your position.
Oh. It's okay. No, I heard it. France. I love this song. I mean, it's very folklore. It has also some electronics to it. But I don't think it do very well. I think overall, I feel it has a very specific sound and very target of people that actually like this kind of songs. But I definitely want to see. I mean, personally, go France to do well, but overall, I don't think it will. I hope you guys heard me.
Yes, loud and clear. Eston, I know you weren't the biggest fan of the song when it won C'est vous qui décidez. What are we thinking now? Could this actually do well?
I mean, the last stream was in already. I said that I really
that's
like
true.
it.
I forgot. I was expecting a fight, but yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it would have done a lot better if it was in the second half and later on. So the running order really has hurt this, but I mean, it will get a respectable spot still, and it's a respectable entry. But I mean, overall, just seeing the running order and all the songs, I think we actually have so many good, if not great, entries here. Yeah, there's a lot of ballads, but still, we hear a lot of different sounds, and it's not as weak of a year as so many people say.
Yeah, I agree with you that France is probably going to get lost a bit, and their potential result that they could have achieved is not going to be achieved. I honestly can see them ending even around 15th at this point, because the running order for them is just
They won't be
tragic.
challenging the top 10.
Hmm?
They won't be challenging the top 10.
Yeah, I don't think they will even come close to it, which is too bad
I
because it's such a good product. But
hate me, slay me, kill me. I think this is coming in the top 10. I genuinely do think this is coming in the top 10.
I
I
wouldn't
think
complain.
I think in the first segment, and first segment I'm talking up until Armenia, this is the song that is really gonna pump up the energy, because we do have Czech Republic opening, and we do have Romania, which was really energetic, but then we're followed by Portugal, Finland, which isn't really energetic as people think, Switzerland.
It is energetic, Finland. When the instrumental
mm,
kicks in,
I don't know. I don't know. I, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Who knows? But I really do think France will stand out in that first segment, and it will feel, I think, as if the show really started. You know, and I do think that's gonna help its televote score increase a lot. I never know how these songs are gonna do with the jury. They can come last. They can come second to last. I don't know, but I still think that France's quality and how the results have unfolded so far in the semi-final. I'm probably crazy to think that quality songs will eventually be rewarded, but there's you know what, I'm team keep the faith. I am on team keep the faith, and I genuinely do think France deserves to be in the top 10. There's nothing like this. There is a really good staging being offered. The song is so authentic, and it's something you could also hear in a club. I was in a club on Wednesday, and I told the DJ to play this song, and when no one really knew the song, because who knows about Eurovision except me here, but even people who didn't know, even because the people didn't know it, they really really got into it, and I could see that kind of response being reciprocated enough from the televote for it to climb inside the top 10. I don't think this is coming top 5, unfortunately. And the televote seems to have like certain favorites this year. We talked about Ukraine. We talked about Serbia. I mentioned Italy. I think France is there. I genuinely do think France is there. The running order is not the best, but I also don't think it's the worst. I mean, this could have been placed as number 1 or number 3. It's sixth. I can't complain too much. I would have liked it to be in the second half, but that's in fate's hands or whatever. But I'm keeping the faith for France. The one big five
I mean,
country that
yeah,
we have in this. Go on.
they definitely deserve it, but yeah, I mean, you mentioned Czech Republic. Just gonna steer the conversation before we go back to Germany. But what do we think about the opening and the closing song? Because, in my opinion, there really wasn't another choice for first spot, and not really anyone besides Estonia closing it. I saw some people thinking that Serbia would be a good closer, but I don't think so. It's too diverse, and I mean, some are going to hate it, some are going to love it. Usually, it's something very upbeat and more radio friendly. So, I mean, I think Czech Republicans only make perfect sense in the end.
I would have personally closed with the UK because it's a big closer, but that's just personal. Um, Czech Republic opening, I think, was probably one of the only choices. Although I do feel bad for the Czech Republic because of the very few times they have made it into the final. They were second in 2016, third in 2019, and now they have to open. And the one
And
time
they also
drew
opened the
half,
second half of the
yeah,
final
the
with
one time
Mikola
they drew a
Joseph.
second half, they had to open that. I really feel bad, and if I was the Czech delegation, I would be a little bit annoyed. But as you guys said, I don't think there were many options in the first half, which is full of bad hits.
Yeah, it was
I wouldn't have
predictable.
liked it. I wouldn't have liked it to be opened by France. I wouldn't have appreciated it being opened by Romania. You know, I don't know. I
I
feel
mean,
like
Finland could have opened again, but they already
no,
opened
it
semis,
never does.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
it never goes like that. If you open one show, you're not going to open the other.
So I mean, and we're not going to open with a balance. Norway, maybe too crazy to open.
It's too
So
up there, yeah. Czech
yeah.
Republic is fine. It's a very radio-friendly song. Perfect opener, in my opinion.
Bex, the Czech Republic is one of your favorites. What do you think about its chances?
Czech Republic. I mean, you guys are speaking like it's a good opener. I mean, I completely agree with you because it is. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of songs to choose to best for you to open the Eurovision. What are its chances? Honestly, I don't. I think it will come maybe around 16, 17 place. I think because I definitely better songs in the Czech Republic. But yeah, I believe it will be around. It will come around no 16, 17, 18. Unfortunately.
I would like to see
I
it
think
higher,
Estonia will
actually.
be around the same places in the end.
No, I think Estonia will be more in the middle, around 13th to 15th, while Czech Republic will be more towards 18th, 19th.
Oh,
Well, I
It's gonna
hope
get
so, but
forgotten
I mean,
about.
I don't know. I think, and I'm sorry to break it to you, I found Estonia's performance last night very energetic, but very boring.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
very boring.
And I don't
Very
think that's going
empty.
to enter the televote very much. I actually think it's going to do it in the jury, but in the
I
televote,
mean, they're
you know,
closing. I think they'll get around 100 televotes, but the jury won't give it very much. It's radio friendly enough to just gather some jury votes, but the public will appreciate his beauty and how radio friendly and boppable the song sounds. It's going to be a successful song, in my opinion, after a contest.
yeah, and I mean, coming last, it will still stand out. You don't hear that sound this year too much, so yeah, I don't know if 100 televotes maybe too much, but hoping for at least like 70.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
But yeah.
I don't know if coming
Yeah, I
last
mean,
is
the
actually-
energy was there, the vocals were there, but really, I mean, the head of delegation for Estonia said as well that they had to redo the whole staging in 2 days, basically, because of the kinetic sun not working, and that is, I think, most clearly visible in Estonia's staging as well, that it really blocks everything. But what can you do?
It definitely hurt Estonia the most, I think.
And
I'm not
Lithuania.
sure. I disagree. I think Lithuania looked great with those
No.
like sparkly things, and the
Yeah,
capital
Lithuania
was really
works.
But
tight.
she
I
had
think it was
more
great.
potential. Like she had a different thing in mind that would have
Yeah.
been more epic. But of course, she has amazing charisma.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it works in its favor that Estonia is closing because I think, coming after the big hype around Serbia, this might be a bit anticlimactic, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah,
want
but
Estonia to
for
do
the
well.
people that hate Serbia, and there will be people that hate Serbia, there will be a lot of people that hate Serbia. They will see Estonia, see this happy guy, energetic guy, singing perfectly, singing a happy song about hope. Yeah, why not vote for that?
Why not? But why? I don't. Yeah, it can go either way. It can go either way.
But
I
you
do think
mentioned
Estonia.
Germany.
Just to cap off, I do think Estonia will come mid-table, but I think more right-hand side of the scoreboard than left. A lot of people are wondering who will be the 0 point by the televote this year, and
No one.
some are suggesting that Germany could be the one, and I personally
No.
don't think so. Georgia, what do you think about Germany?
First of all, to answer Colin's question, I think there will be several one-digit pointers this year. I think Belgium and Switzerland are the biggest candidates for 0 points in the televote, but even then, they could get a couple at least. Maybe Belgium from the Netherlands and Switzerland from Austria, but you never know. And what was the question about Germany? Oh yeah, Germany is such a waste of 13th position in the running order, in my opinion. It's a cute enough song for you to enjoy it while you hear it. It has the nostalgic vibes. It's emotionally performed, but 2 slots before we have Stien from the Netherlands with a very emotional song. We have Ukraine, which will have an emotional impact on the public. So I don't think Germany is going very far this year. The juries might enjoy it just enough to not put it last, or at least not put it bottom 3. But Germany is not going far, unfortunately. It's too radio friendly, even for the Eurovision, without being remarkable in any way.
It's a shame, though. I mean, Malik Harris has done everything he could, and the staging looks nice. He performs it well, sings it well. The song is cute. Everything's there, but it's just lacking that extra something that would push it forward this year. So, yeah, it will probably be in the bottom 5. Or maybe around that area, but I don't think it's getting 0 points. But yeah, it won't do any wonders. Although I really enjoyed the song.
That makes
It's
sense.
already a massive radio hit in Germany, and it's about to enter the top 40 in their official charts. So at least it's doing something commercially.
Yeah, I really like Germany this year. I would like to see an improvement from their previous results, and I think there will be. Anything beyond 0 points, especially in televote, could mean something. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see it do well, but I'm not sure how well it will do. The juries can throw some love here and there, but so many male ballots have qualified that you just votes will be split. Votes will be split, and I'm not sure how many juries could have this in their top 10. To me, it's one of the best, if not the best, male ballad, apart from Mahmoud and Blanco, who I don't even consider because they are just something else for me. But Australia, Poland, Belgium, Azerbaijan.
But it's so
Poland.
different from those. It doesn't really feel that much of a ballad. I mean, there's rap. Yeah, it's just a good mid-tempo pop song.
And it's
But it stands
effortlessly
out.
emotional. I think that what sets it apart from Australia, which is very forced, from Azerbaijan and Poland, which are very cold, from Switzerland, which is a completely different type of song. So I think Germany will find its audience, just not enough to go anywhere far in the leaderboard.
Bex, do you think Germany will escape the bottom 5?
I think it's really, yeah. I mean, I saw an improvement this year. I think they will escape the bottom 5 for once. I mean, it's not like it's gonna do amazingly great, but not the bottom 5. I mean, it's a decent song. Trying to
When
be
we talked
positive for
about
once.
this, yeah, no, it's good. When we talked about this, Giorgio, you said that the bottom 5 this year are reserved for miraculous semifinalists turned finalists. And I asked you, but are we really gonna have 5 miraculous finalists from the semifinals? And I think we do.
More than that.
Yeah. Looking back at what we said, who would you say are the ones that are, apart from Belgium and Switzerland, who we mentioned, who do you think are the ones that could compete in completing that lineup of miraculous semifinalists forming the bottom?
I hate to say it, probably Iceland. Portugal was also really screwed over, but I think they will get decent enough televoting support because the song is a huge hit commercially, actually. You wouldn't expect it. The 8th most streamed on Spotify yesterday among all 40 songs. I think Portugal did very well in the semifinal. So probably Iceland, Belgium, Azerbaijan also is not going to get much unless they live by their Azerbaivotes nickname. Who else is there that doesn't stand out? Probably
I think
Switzerland.
Romania has a chance
I
to
Hello,
finish last,
Mikea.
actually.
Yeah,
Romania,
Romania would probably be bottom
Romania.
Because-
five.
Romania.
I mean, if I had to guess, then my best guess would be Romania last, because I don't
No.
see the jury voting for it. But
Romania's getting at least 40
televote.
from the televote. They're getting 12 from the Spanish televote, like 8 from the Italian televote, 12 from the Moldovan televote, or 10. In total, they're going to get at least 40 points from the televote, in my opinion.
who do you think will finish last then?
You know, it's so wide
Belgium.
open. Like it could be, yeah, probably Belgium, Iceland, Azerbaijan.
I
Yeah,
think
but
this
Belgium
will-
will
this will-
get enough jury points, I think, to escape it.
But there are so many songs like that the juries will just go for the stronger ones, like between Australia, Belgium, Azerbaijan, and the others. Juries are going to vote for Italy, for Australia, but I don't see many points going towards Azerbaijan or Belgium, especially Belgium, which has a really weak performance, probably the 3 most boring minutes last night. That's
mean,
qualified by
interesting.
miracle.
And I mean, Iceland will have its fans. It stands out at least, and it's later on in the running order. But yeah, probably bottom 5. I don't know if it's really hard to predict the last spot. And I mean, what stands out in the odds is Moldova being 11th, which I think is very overrated.
No,
Won't
I think that
be
Moldova is going to be
close to
second
the
in the
top
televote.
10.
no,
No.
Yeah,
Oh, no way.
I think they are.
no.
It's that type
No
of,
way.
you know, but it's
Second.
between 13 and 23. There is only one up tempo, and that's Moldova. It's going to wake people up, and people actually love this chaotic type of songs. It was up 150% in Spotify streams yesterday, so it really did make an impression on the public after semifinal one. And I think that Moldova, when the points are added up, could count for a top 10 placement, thanks to over 200 televotes. It's going to be like Poland
Oh,
2016, in my
God, no.
opinion.
No.
Sorry.
You're
Love you,
way
thank you.
overestimating the televote
Yeah,
People are
points.
loving it here.
Second is way too high. I mean, I could see it come 5th or 6th in the televote, but no. Second, I don't see that. I do think that it's interesting, you know, we mentioned these things because, for instance, Romania, I do think that the televote pushed for it, but if it qualified, then it means the jury didn't hate it that much. Same with
Maybe the
Belgium.
televote loved it very much.
Same with Belgium.
Yeah, but there's 25 songs in the
Yeah,
final,
yeah,
and
but-
this is the stronger bunch.
But this year, if we're talking about an overwhelming televote for the winner, it's gonna take compromises to go up that leaderboard. And same with Belgium, for instance. I do think that the juries really, really scooted him up. And I'm not sure if the televote really, really downvoted Belgium. And it's interesting. I mean, we will never know. We will never know until
We'll know on
Sunday's
Sunday.
official results. But it's interesting. Like I could genuinely also see. I'm not sure if I could see Azerbaijan coming last because I do think that juries. That was probably one of the jury top 3. I think last night. I don't think that in any way the televote would have connected with it that much. The staging wasn't that great, in my opinion. The press have completely overhyped the staging so
And
hard.
nothing happened in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but from what I heard, some things didn't really work. Some lights didn't work in the end when he had the big note, which he totally missed. I don't know how he screwed up the vocals that badly, but I think that will be fixed. But during that, there was supposed to be some lights moving, and it was supposed to be a big moment, but nothing worked. So maybe it's supposed to be better, but I mean, we'll see. It's for sure that televote won't rate this highly.
Yeah, I predict around 15 to 20 points for Azerbaijan.
Finland might be in the bottom 5.
No, I disagree.
I'm not
Finland
sure
is going to get enough televote points. I think Finland yesterday was a huge televoting success. And I think they're getting a considerable amount tomorrow as well. I think they're not going to be in the top 15, that's for sure, but they will surely escape the bottom 5 in my opinion. Like my best friend who said that Serbia was her favorite texted me. She said, "So my favorites were Serbia, Georgia, and Finland." And I said, "Why Finland?" "Oh, because they remind me of my childhood." And a lot of people are going to think that. Even my mom told me, "Oh, my colleagues saw them live. I know them. They have a lot of fans."
I mean, yeah, but talking about the vocals, I texted in the chat that I didn't think the vocals sounded that bad.
Mhm.
And yeah, in the chorus it doesn't, and that was the clip I saw. But in the beginning of the song, the vocals are terrible. He's a fucking rock star, worldwide known band lead singer, and the first verse is just there's nothing. How could it be that bad? That is
It
the
was
thing
bad.
that I can't understand. It was awful.
He's aging.
It was really, really bad. I do think it
I
was
mean,
bad.
it was really reminding me of Madonna on the Eurovision stage, but there was even not auto-tune that could save Laurie. I mean, he recovered in the end, and in the chorus it was fine, but really, the beginning was unexpectedly bad.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the vocals, a lot of people suffered from vocals last night. Finland, Cyprus, I think even Malta, started a little bit off.
It's the emotion.
Yeah, and Montenegro wasn't that bad, was it? Oh my God, but Belgium then.
Montenegro's performance was awful. Like she was standing there with this cobweb stuck on her back, singing for 3 minutes and making stank faces. I was really feeling bad for her. And even
Yeah,
on
but at
YouTube,
least
she's
vocally
getting
it was
outviewed by
decent.
Georgia.
Yeah, vocally it was decent. I do think vocally.
Yeah, okay, but lipstick on a pig at this point because there was nothing salvageable about Montenegro's performance. Like
The performance was a bit of a non-event, wasn't it?
that was probably last, even below Macedonia at this point, because the Italian commentators really appreciated Macedonia actually.
One country we haven't mentioned at all so far, and is also, you could say, in the running to win, in 20th position in the running order, is Sweden. Eston, I know this is one of your favorites. Do you think this can still win?
No, it can't win, obviously, because of Ukraine. But I think it is very hot in the running to finish in the top 3 still. I think the jury will love this, and so late in the running order after Moldova as well, it will get enough love from the total as well. And I mean, the Scandinavian region, Estonia, and countries like that are going to give it a lot of votes. So I think top 5 probably guaranteed could finish top 3 as well.
Yeah, I also think this is coming between 2nd and 5th, somewhere there. Yeah, I do think that this will be a jury favorite. But once again, I don't think this year will have any huge jury favorites to the point like nobody's getting nearly 300 points from the jury. And the televotes will probably be concentrated in Northern Europe for this song because this is a very radio friendly sound that they appreciate over there. I think it's going to get a respectable televoting score of around 150. Not enough to win and beat Ukraine, of course, but another top 5 result for Sweden is more than likely. And about her staging, she basically copy pasted the Melody Festivalen one.
Which they do every year.
Yeah, but I don't think that a staging like that should have been copy pasted on a bigger stage like the one in Turin. There needed to be some changes because the stage in Turin is much bigger than the one that they used in Melody Festivalen.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's kind of smart because we've seen a lot of entries when translated over to bigger stage get lost, not be as intimate. And this song is very intimate, and being very close to her at all points, I think the staging works. And why fix something that isn't broken?
Yeah, but you see some camera shots, some even the floor itself here, like everything is different. Her performance was much better in Sweden than it came out to be here. And another thing, I feel like she is quite disconnected from her song. She does her best to sell it, but it's a breakup song, and she's here partying with her boyfriend happily. And she basically sells herself as this butch lesbian with tears in her eyes, singing this song with her raspy voice. I think it's not an authentic song for her, and she's not even singing with her real voice. She's forcing this voice like this because she sounds completely different in her other songs. So I think that this will stop her from doing as well as she could. She's just an industry plant.
It's authentic song for her, but we gotta see the bigger picture. There's been a long time after she wrote that song and performed in Melfest, and now she's here many months later. So
yeah,
it's obvious that she's moved on. She has a new boyfriend, but I would still think that when writing this song, it was really important.
To me, it's pretty clearly a song from a songwriting camp, because you see the list of songwriters and they're typical songwriting camps writers, and she's signed to a major label. She's clearly just an industry plant, and she's selling her product very well, but I think that people ultimately see right through this. If you compare it, for example, to Sheldon Riley from Australia, he's not signed to any labels. His song is self-released, actually. And his emotions somehow, despite forced, come across as real. While with Cornelia, you can tell she's just acting on stage, which is what I think is going to stop her from being a huge televoting success, as some people are expecting her to be.
I don't think it's going to be a televote success. Actually, last night I was watching the second semifinal with some friends, including Rebecca. And Bex, you actually said to me she sounded nervous tonight. And she did.
Finally, some real emotion from her.
Yeah. How do you think, Bex, this will do, particularly in the televote?
I mean, it's Sweden, so pretty sure it would do good because it's Sweden. But then, I didn't like the way she performed this. I mean, at one time, I also was sure and told her, like, is this normal that her voice sounds like this? Because, I've never heard her sing before, so I was kind of surprised, like, if her voice actually sounds like that. But since, as I said, it's Sweden, I think it will do good. But not that good, but I think it will be, it will be all bad.
We also have to keep in mind that she didn't win the Melody Festival in televote, and she barely won the jury vote there. She was a few points ahead of Liamo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't a landslide there, then I don't see any landslides here either in the jury vote. And certainly not in the televote.
Yeah, it was a bit of a compromise.
But at the same time, Melody Festival is very strong and was this year very strong. So, I mean, put the Melody Festival's finalists into this competition, most of them would have qualified.
Yeah, probably. Well, Bigger Than the Universe probably wouldn't qualify, but in the end, at Melody Festival and the international juries have to choose between a bunch of radio-friendly songs that are not much different from each other. Here they have much more choice, and there are not so many radio-friendly songs, so I can see why they're going to appreciate Cornelia. And Becca, about her voice, she always sounded like this, but as I said, that's not her real voice. Like, she's forcing it. It's called the indie girl voice, which is very trendy at these times. And many girls have been trying it in their music. You think Halsey, for example, is the biggest culprit of this trend. And Cornelia is not any different. I really don't like her.
I was just about to say, you have broken a heart by mentioning
I have her CDs.
Mikaela says
Don't you dare offend Halsey.
We do have actually a very good song from Sweden, but the telephone won't be in her favor.
It's right before the United Kingdom as well. United Kingdom is going to steal a lot of attention.
No, it's before Australia.
Yeah, but then there's the United Kingdom.
Yeah. One song that is also high up in the odds and we haven't discussed is Poland And I'm going to kick it off and I say Poland, even if they might have not won the jury last night because maybe Sweden did, I think Poland was definitely second or third. This is heavy jury bait for me, I think. His vocals, I've said it in the past that his vocals are amazing, but I don't like them. Last night, he really, really, really stood out because he had perfectly crisp vocals. And I hate that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this. He kind of won me over a little bit. And this song is my 26th in my top 40. So, yeah, a lot of people said the staging is very annoying, with the whole effects
No,
and this is bad. I actually think it worked.
I think it's
Um,
entertaining.
I think the only thing I would have changed is like not to have him in a suit. But again, same as Sweden. We know this is going to do well in the jury. How well can it do in the televote, Eston?
Yeah, I mean the very memeable part, which is the shaky camera and all effects. Luckily, it wasn't like that throughout the whole song. It was just mostly that one, of course. But yeah, I think Poland is decent and will most likely finish in the top 10, get a good result. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the jury will love this enough. The televote will love this enough. It won't to do a spectacular job. It won't be in the top 5, I don't think, but yeah, somewhere maybe 7th or 8th.
I think they have really good running order as well. And while I don't necessarily still think this could be in the top 10, I think it's definitely in contention, and the jury will certainly pick up some points to give them to Poland. And one song we actually talked about in the previous live stream that we almost collectively hope it doesn't get into the top 10, and we haven't talked about, is Greece.
Ooh,
Giorgio, I know you have a lot to say about this. Kick us off.
why is it Destin here though? I want him to hear me about Greece
I don't know.
because I know he likes Greece.
Okay, his
I
phone
think.
is out of charge or something, but we'll have him back. Meanwhile, Greece.
Meanwhile, Greece. I don't think Greece left much of an impression in the first semifinal. The performance was not as good as the press had hyped it to be. It was pretty flat. Amanda was doing her best to look emotional, but in the end it came off as a very Eurovision ballad, especially in the recap. It was a very standard Eurovision ballad, and it will impress the juries enough. But I think this is a type of song that gets 50 points from the televote maximum because there is nothing remarkable about enough for it. And also the running order, it's coming right after Belgium, which has the same energy if you put them back to back. And it's just not going to stand out. So for this, I predict at best just right outside of the top 10.
You don't
Eston,
think Greece is coming top 10?
No. Didn't stand out in the semifinal. Like, nobody's talking about it.
Okay, well, I think this is pretty comfortably in the top 10. I don't see it finishing outside the top 10. Again, same with Poland. I think this will get enough fans, both from the televote and jury. And the staging is brilliant. She's vocally really good. How the song builds. I mean, I know you guys aren't the biggest fan of this, but
we just think it's very standard, like there's nothing remarkable about it that makes you want to vote for her. The juries will appreciate it, the televote not so much. I expect around 50 from the televote.
I don't see Estonia getting more points than Greece in the televote.
I do.
So,
I genuinely do see Estonia getting more points from the televote. I think Greece, I agree with Giorgio 100%. This was one of the most overhyped songs ever at Eurovision. All of the hype came from all of those Greek nationalistic, unobjective, blinded fans once again, not all Greeks are like this, but the ones that are everywhere, and you could just see them so pathetically, unrealistically hyping up their songs. And it's like, okay, let's climb on the ladder more, let's make the fall even harder, and then they just fall. And I do hope this doesn't get into the top 10 just for this behavior to be targeted. But also, I think I don't I don't know if the juries will get behind this as much as they probably did in the first semifinal, because now there is so much more jury bait to pick from. And like I said, of course, the songs are not the same, they are different, but they still have to put 10 songs in their top 10. They can't put 25 ballads in their top 10. There will only be 10 songs. And there will be juries who have to force Greece out of their top 10 purely because they like other ballads more than Greece. And I do think this will have an impact on Greece's jury vote. I still think it's coming top 10, certainly, comfortably in the jury vote. But I do think the televote will not remember this enough to give it more than maybe 50 is not, I don't know, 70 points. I think it's going to be the same result as Stefania. But I think with the,
Number
with the
10, 1 point away
Stefania
from
came
11.
10, not even 1 point, it was a tie. And nothing would please me more than Greece to come 11th with the tiebreak, because last year the Greek press's reaction to coming 10th and not skipping Bulgaria was so rude and so arrogant. It's just
Greeks
karma
being
at this
rude.
point.
What a surprise!
What a surprise! Never a surprise. And this again, like, if I had to say there are 3 countries who I hope they don't win, it is Ukraine, Sweden, we talked about them before, and Greece. And Greece purely because of the attitude. The attitude is horrible.
Ukraine or Spain?
Ukraine, Sweden. I wouldn't mind Spain winning at this point.
Huh?
I said it. I was on a call with Mikhail yesterday, and I told him
You don't want to see Spanish Eurofans crying?
I wouldn't mind Spain winning at this point. And he was like,
"It's not going to win. Don't worry."
Yeah, but
in the meantime, Greece has fallen in the betting odds 1 place, and for a simple reason, Serbia has climbed from 10th to 7th.
Go on like that, Constructor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keeping this tempo, I mean, she will be first in the betting odds by tomorrow. But
no, I don't think so.
No, not first.
It's gonna maybe peak at number 5 in the odds, I think, which is also the highest position I can see her in the Eurovision final.
Yeah,
no, I think she can be 6th. I don't think she will climb ahead of Spain or Italy. So
ahead of Spain, I think she will.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in the odds? Yeah, who knows?
Maybe. Yeah.
One song that was a favorite again from semi-final 1, and we haven't discussed yet, is the Netherlands. How do you think the Netherlands is going to do? Bex, I know the Netherlands is one of your personal favorites. You must have been very happy to hear it as the 10th qualifier. What is the Netherlands going to do in the final, if we can have your Wi-Fi connection?
She isn't moving. That's not a good sign.
Pick us off until she finds it.
Well, I also really love it. It's still my first to second place this year, and I listen to it a lot still, and I still haven't grown tired of it. I think the staging isn't the best in the world, but also it's not bad. It works, and I mean, 11th in the running order after Spain, before Ukraine. I mean, it will stand out. It will be the ballad between 2 very, more upbeat and powerful songs. But I was very worried in the semifinal when it was lost, and there was also Albania remaining. I really was afraid that, oh my God, did it get lost? Luckily it didn't, but I hope this will come in the top 10, but at this point I'm not sure how much it will stand out among all those ballads and all those other songs. I love it, but yeah, I don't see this climbing extremely high, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a quality song. It deserves to be there in the final. It got an unfortunate running order position right before Ukraine, in my opinion. That's the worst you could ask for.
Yeah.
And she reminds me of Blanche from Belgium because the performance was lackluster visually, but she had such an emotional delivery that it didn't leave people indifferent. The song is doing amazingly commercially. It was the most streamed yesterday, more than Brevity. And people are not going to be indifferent to it. So I think that it could, especially with jury support, scrap through in the top 10 or stay just outside of it. I really hope so because that will be one of the most deserved successes of the year. And even if it
Oh,
doesn't,
absolutely.
the commercial reception from Europe has been amazing. So, and to do so with a song in the Dutch language, which is not the most musical one, is really remarkable. So, all my congratulations to Stien, and may she have a
I mean,
long and
whatever
successful career.
happens, congratulations. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like I said, I respect this song a lot. I respect the performance, even though the performance, it's something that we've never seen before. But I do think this will go inside the top 10. I think the juries would respect it. I think televoters would respect it as well. And that compromise will be enough, I think, to have it climb inside the top 10. I could genuinely see this coming 10th and Greece slipping out. And I would be very happy to see that. But yeah, the running order isn't that favorable for it. But I mean, spots 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 have always been, connected to some sort of success. So the EBU want to carry that statistical narrative through, and they will probably always, maybe with the exception of number 13, they will probably always put the best songs in the first half in those spots.
Like they did in 2019 with Better Love in Replay.
Where did they, 11 and 13?
Yeah, 11
Yeah, you
was
might be right.
Replay and 13 was Better Love.
You might
But
be
I think
right.
that was just to form a sandwich of
Yeah.
songs that didn't do very well in the semifinal for arcade.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, poor EBU, they had to do a running order with finalists that there's such a saturation of ballads,
The
and
second half was
a lot of the favorites actually drew a first half running order, and almost all of the big five are in the first half. So, what can you do really? Bex, are you with us to talk about the Netherlands?
Sean, she doesn't hear you. Invite her over.
Yes, I'm still listening. I'm still
Yes,
here.
she is.
Please speak while the connection is working.
I am listening. Tell me.
The Netherlands. This is one of
Yes,
your
so
favorites.
regarding Netherlands, I was genuinely scared on yeah on Tuesday. I was scared that it's not gonna go through, but it did. But as George just said, or I think Eston, that there's so many ballads that I feel it's gonna be forgotten. I mean, I prefer the Netherlands. I mean, she's singing Dutch. I feel the emotions are definitely there. But I think she will be. I think she will be maybe place around, I don't know, 13th, 14th,
Oh, that low.
the best, I think. But she definitely won't make the top 10, I think. I could be
Oh.
totally wrong, eh? Yeah, because I believe that Poland and Estonia can actually make top 10. So even though you guys don't agree with me.
Yeah, to be honest, when I try to make my top 10, I genuinely can't find 10 songs. I can't find 10 songs to put inside my top 10. And that is why I'm convinced, well, maybe, I don't know, Greece could actually climb inside the top 10 purely through jury support.
I did my
But
spreadsheets earlier on
Wait,
Excel trying to
Sean.
predict the vote. Later, we're going to
Sean,
confront it.
you can't find 10 good songs for your top 10, or you find too many good songs for your top 10.
no. I can't find top 10. I can't find that top 10 to predict because I can find 10 songs for my top 10. I would put at this point, with these finalists, I would put Romania probably in my top 10, but I don't know. I don't know. Romania's not coming in the top 10, but when I try to
But
predict,
one country that really screams that we haven't even, I think, or we mentioned maybe, but Norway.
let's talk about Norway.
Yeah, go on.
Tell us.
I mean, I have no idea how he's gonna do. Seventh in the running order after France, before Armenia. I mean, it will stand out anywhere, but yeah, still the question remains how much the jury at this point will rate this in the mix of these songs in the final, and how much the televotes will love it and remember it by the end of the show. It's very unpredictable in my opinion. I mean, it could finish in the top 10, but I could also see it coming like 15th.
Yeah. I did my prediction earlier, and I really struggled with Norway for the same reasons that you said. It's the first memorable song and performance in the lineup, and it's followed by so many other strong songs, like you have Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Ukraine back to back. And I think that Ukraine, the Norway is still coming for a healthy televote score of above 150, because people are going to love those dancing wolves. But I really don't think that the juries will get behind it, because even though it's a song that has amazing production qualities, most of the juries are not music professionals. They're not musicians. They're actually radio hosts or TV personalities, and
Or
they will
drag
just see it.
queens.
Yeah, and they will just see it as a joke, and they're gonna be like, oh, if I vote for this, I'm not going to be taken seriously as a juror, so let me discard it.
Yeah.
And that's why, as you said, it could come 10th, it could come 15th, and I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Yeah,
I
I
actually
mean,
think
I could.
Norway, as a classified Norway, this isn't my thing. I don't like this song. It's not for me. I really dislike it actually. I think this is coming inside the top 10. I don't think juries are gonna put it down as much as people think. Honestly, it's a radio-friendly song. If I mean, we always say juries will think about their reputation and all of this. No one actually goes and asks a jury member, but why did you put Norway inside the top 10? They would just literally say it's a radio-friendly song. It's fun. I liked it. Yeah, and fair enough. Even
But
I
look at the
fully
semifinal results. It's clear that the juries didn't really like up-tempo songs in any shape or form this year.
what results do we have to look at? We just have 10 qualifiers. We have no
Yeah.
idea what happened. We have no idea what happened.
We
It's
have
a
an idea that somebody didn't vote for the up-tempo songs, and I'm inclined to think that it was not the televote.
it's a safe radio friendly song coming from a Western
Yeah,
European
but it's
country.
performed by fairies.
I
That's
think
the thing.
I genuinely, and also the Nordics, they're gonna vote for Sweden, they're gonna vote for well, there are four of them, so they're gonna vote for each other, but Norway won't be forgotten. I think this is gonna be higher than what people think in the jury, and perhaps not as high as people think in the televote. And that compromise, again, I think it will put it safely inside the top 10. Lower end, I'm talking 7th, 8th, 9th, but and I don't like Norway. I'm telling you, I really don't like Norway. I can't stand it. But this is a weaker year than last year, and I do think that Norway will find itself in the top 10.
I mean, Sunday's gonna be fun.
Sunday's gonna be fun, and if anyone's watching, do tune in to our live stream where we will be discussing the results. One
At
last
what time?
Yeah, TBA, TBA, but we will do it TBA. Two countries actually we haven't talked about. One of which, or we mentioned again, is Lithuania, and I did actually draft a top 10, and I put Lithuania at 10. in my prediction, because ultimately I think the televote is going to get behind the classiness of it, and the jury is going to appreciate it for being a standout in the category of ballads. And again, I think it's going to do better than what people think. Eston, you're the closest one to Lithuania on the map. What do you think?
I mean, I pretty much. I mean, I like most of the songs in the final, and Lithuania is one of them. I really like the Sentry. I think Monica is a great character, and I mean her comments after qualifying as well. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm in the final. Lithuanian language is in the final. I'm happy. I don't care anymore, and I just love that attitude. And this is once again an unpredictable song, in my opinion. This could easily finish in the bottom 5, bottom 3 even, easily. But I mean, I could see a scenario where this ends somewhere between 10th or 15th. Why not? I mean, yeah, in the running order between Germany and Azerbaijan, and after comes Belgium, it's a decent spot. I mean, it's a really decent spot. And this will definitely find its audience, and I hope it does, and gets a respectable place for Lithuania. But what it exactly could be, it's anyone's guess. It's anyone's guess.
I don't think bottom 3 is possible purely because of the Lithuanian diaspora, which is faithful, and there's going to be 60 automatic points from the televote for Lithuania. But I agree more on the chance of it ending in the top 15. It's a song that stands out. It's going to find its jury love. It's going to find its audience among the televote. I expect a split result similar to Jeva Zazimai Skaute, who ended 12th. Something like that for me is realistic for Lithuania.
Yeah.
So very balanced between the juries and the televote, but different regions appreciating it. More appreciated by certain countries, televote, more appreciated by certain countries, juries. You know, a jury could either love or hate this one. Some juries from random countries are going to love it and vote for it. So you're going to get a balanced success for this one, in my opinion.
I think sometimes we also tend to look at statistics. At least I do. I like to look at statistics sometimes and try to predict something here and there. I could be totally wrong, but 2018, 19, and 2021, there was always a song in the 14th, 15th running order spots that was a massive televote success. In 2018, we had both Czech Republic and Denmark. In 19, we had Norway, and in 21, we had Moldova. So I think this actually did very, very well with the televote, and the EBU may feel that this is not a song that necessarily needs to be in the top 10, but it did very well in the televote. It will get the televote love anyways. Let's just put it at number 14. It's always awkward to put a song at number 14, so maybe I think that's why they put these televote safeties, and I think it will do very, very well with the televote. Jeva Zasimauskaite came 10th, I believe, with the televote. And I think this has more appeal than that in an arguably weaker year. Someone says many older people from Estonia to Bulgaria will vote for Lithuania.
Yeah, same Italy, same for France.
And I agree. I do think that Lithuania will do well. And one that we haven't talked about at all, Bex, do you have something to say about Lithuania?
I agree that I think it will come around 14, 15 place, but definitely not top 10 or bottom 3. Poor Lithuania, poor Monica, if she comes bottom 3, but she won't.
Oh, have you guys heard that they're going to play a dramatic sound like wah wah when somebody gets a low televoting score?
Really?
Yeah. The press has revealed it on Twitter. I don't know if it's something like wah wah, but it's like a dramatic jingle. And when somebody gets a high score, it's going to be like ding. And
I mean, They did it
At
last
least-
year.
It would have been iconic
Like,
last year.
They did it
I would
last year.
have loved it last
like,
year.
I imagine Belgium, you get 2 points from the public. Wah, wah.
Also Malta and San Marino.
if they were in the final. One song that we haven't.
I
talked
mean,
about,
last
actually, the
year.
only
Last
one.
year.
Yeah. Armenia. We haven't talked about
Ooh.
Armenia at all. And
I
Georgia,
voted
you
for
spent
Armenia
5
in the
votes on
semifinal.
Armenia. So how do you think this will do?
15th or lower. It's a very well performed song. It's very radio friendly. Rosaline performs it and sings it amazingly. No complaints about the performance. She should be proud of herself. But unfavorable running order position, and the song, it's not outstanding enough on its own to gather many voters. But as I said, she should be proud of herself. And she's proving that, even though Sean will hate me for saying this, that Armenia can also bring a well-done, internationally successful commercial product. Like, not necessarily ethnic sounds, but also a radio-friendly song that could be American. So Armenia should be happy, whatever the result.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's nothing, literally nothing wrong with it. Everything's perfectly done. The staging is very thought out, very, very well done. She is perfect vocally. Everything's there, but it just can't do wonders here in this running order, in this bunch of songs. But congrats to Armenia and Rosalind. Really, really, really good entry.
Yeah, good staging, good running order, good vocals, good styling, but the song for me is still wah wah. And I mean, yeah, it would have qualified from any spot, I guess, because I don't necessarily think semifinal one was the strongest semifinal in the world, but I could see this actually coming. This could be one that ends up in the bottom 5, I think. I don't see the running order helping it. I don't see that much appeal, and they're not gonna wave the running order flag now. I don't know. It's really nice staging, though. I will give them that. The staging was very thoughtful, very creative, very innovative. I really, really liked it. And, I always want to see Armenia do well. I really always want to see Armenia do well. And yes, they can, send a song like this, which is commercial, which is generic, which is all the things that Georgie said. I just prefer my Kele Keles. And I would love to see Armenia bringing it back. They probably won't in the next few years, but hey, all I can do is hope. I want to ask if you have a prediction for the top 3, top 5, top 10, wherever far you want to go. I know Giorgio has a spreadsheet that he's probably dying to share with us. So I'm going to kick it off with you.
With me? Okay. Well, as I said earlier, I predict the top 5 to be, of course, Ukraine winner, UK, Italy, and Sweden following suit in an interchangeable position. And then who is going to probably close the top 5 is, I'm kind of conflicted because I believe that Serbia can do it. So I believe that Serbia will get enough support from both votings to finish top 5 overall. But maybe it's just me being a deluded fan.
Eston, what do you think?
Oh God. Actually, I think the betting odds might have predicted that top 5 correctly. Ukraine winning, obviously. UK second, Sweden third, Italy fourth, Spain fifth. I think this sounds very realistic, and I can't see really any other countries breaking into the top 5. Serbia will do well, but will it do that well? Greece, Norway, Netherlands, no. France with this running order, I can't see it. So Poland, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's going to be Ukraine, UK, Sweden, Italy, Sweden, Spain.
Yeah, I mean, I think that both Serbia and Spain are in the same boat. They're both songs that appeal to both juries and televotes, but at the same time don't really appeal to the juries to the point they're going to get like 100 from the juries and 150 from the televotes. So I think there will be 5 and 6 in the end.
Bex, I know
Sounds
you have
fair enough.
absolutely no prediction whatsoever when it comes to top 3, top 5, or top 10, but what tell us, speak to us, be the voice of reason.
But so my top 3 will be Serbia, Ukraine, and the UK. Can't believe I'm saying the UK would come third, but it's the UK. But
Okay.
I haven't yet predicted the top, so I only can say the top 3 now.
Fair enough. I literally just wrote this. Top 3, Ukraine, Italy, Sweden. In no particular order. Well, one is there, but top 5, Serbia and the UK. And top 10, I have Spain, France, the Netherlands, Lithuania, and a toss-up between Poland and Norway, I would say. I know, we talked about Lithuania and France, maybe not really going up there, but I could see it. I really could see it happen. And someone says, I'm guessing you are from Romania. Hello, Romania top 12. I don't think that's possible, but congratulations to Romania on being in the final. This is the first time since 2017, 18 that Romania is in the final, and support goes to Romania as well. Serbia loves you, Becca. That's very nice to hear. Yeah. Any final thoughts? Biti zdravo for me. I'll be voting for Serbia. I'm guessing Georgia will as well.
Yeah. 5 from SMS and 5 from landline going to Serbia from Italy.
Well, of course, with that cheap voting.
It's not cheap, it's 50 cents. It's not like we're in Denmark.
In Estonia, it's €1.60. It's
yeah, but you're an outlier. You're an outlier.
Why is
I
it
don't
so
understand why it's so
expensive?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the final. I'm happy that Estonia is there once again, and I mean, I'm just hoping for a top 15. If Stefan comes top 15, I'll be happy. If it's top 10, I'll be over the moon. And yeah, just looking for a good show, good vocals, and yeah, the voting will be exciting nonetheless. So yeah, just very excited and looking forward to the final.
Well, that's it. Becca has earlier than we would have expected, but
can you invite her in your webcam so we can say bye to her as well?
She's upstairs. She's upstairs, but she has my Wi-Fi, so.
All right. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say that I can't wait for the split results. Like, I'm as excited for tomorrow's final as I am for the split results, because those semifinals are going to be so entertaining to analyze. And I do think that the tomorrow's jury vote is going to be completely all over the place.
I'm not sure.
I mean, everything will be all over the place.
Yeah. So, one last question I have: which country do you guys think your own country is going to give its jury 12 and televote 12 to? Starting with Eston.
Oh dear. I think the televote is going to Ukraine, and the jury, I think, to Sweden.
Sean?
I think the televote is going to be either Italy or Serbia, probably more Italy. And the jury will be someone random that Malta probably, made a deal with. So it could be Romania, like they did the deal with last year. It could be anyone. I don't think it's going to be Azerbaijan, but I think it would be someone from our semi-final. So my guess is either Romania or, let me see, who do we have? It could be Czech
You don't think the
Republic.
jury could give Italy 12?
They could, but I don't think so. I think there is some concoction going on there. So my guesses would be Romania, Czech, or Poland.
And my guess for Italy, well, our televote is predictable. It's going to be 8 to Romania, 10 to Moldova, and 12 to Ukraine. Very predictably. I think that the 7 are going to Norway, though. They're going to be the highest from a country without a huge diaspora. And the jury, the Italian jury, they always vote randomly, so it's impossible to predict. But I'm going to say Armenia just because, just because I'm guessing, because it's a random choice for the 12 points,
Yeah.
and because I would approve of it.
Guys, thank you so much for joining once again. We will have a conversation tomorrow, not live, and on Sunday live about the results. And for anyone that's watched, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you did like this live stream. Subscribe to my channel and come and follow us on Instagram at Schonzers, at EPIX EUROVISION GUY. Giorgio doesn't use Instagram. So yeah, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.